Well, hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Friday. It is the last Friday in, what month is it? It's May. I almost said March because the spring has gone way too fast. It is the last day, the last weekday where you might actually be doing school, because I'm guessing you're not going to do it on Memorial Day. Last day of May, and that means that a huge number of you are probably kind of officially calling it quits today with this year's year of homeschool. There is something that I've seen so many parents asking about, and it sounds like a totally, well, I mean, it is a totally normal thing to ask, but it's funny because I always laugh whenever I see somebody ask about it because we've never done this. I keep seeing posts in groups saying, what do you guys do for your last day of school? Like, do you have like a party? Do you go out? Like, how do you finish up the year? And then I see all these people comment with things like, oh gosh, we kind of just fizzled out. Like, we didn't have an official last day. We just kind of woke up one day and went, I think we're done. And that is always what we've done. Always. I think maybe our first year we had an official last day of school. But the vast majority of families that I know, they keep going, and then after a while they find themselves doing less and less and less, and then eventually they wake up one day and go, you know what, I think we're kind of done. That is a better end to your year than you may realize. So if you have been kind of stressing or feeling guilty because you didn't do a big end of the year party, or because it feels like you didn't so much finish your year as you did just kind of peter out, I want to kind of encourage you today and let you know that that's actually a good thing. And here is why that is a good thing. It's because it means that you are being attentive and responsive to your family. Because here's the thing, as you get closer and closer to the end of the year, it gets harder and harder and harder to get people to do stuff, right? And so you have two options. You can either push and push and push and push and make everybody frustrated, make everybody even more tired, even more done than they already feel like they are. Or you can respond to what your kids are telling you through their behavior, because remember, all behavior is communication, right? And so their growing difficulty with doing school as the spring progresses towards summer tells you that they're kind of reaching the end. They're kind of getting to where they need a nice big break. And so the thing to do, the right thing to do, is to be responsive to that. And in a lot of cases, that means that every day you kind of go, well, we were gonna do these 5 things, but I think instead we'll just do 4, or we'll do like 3.5, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you go, well, we were gonna do this stuff we didn't do yesterday, and then this stuff, maybe we'll just say we're done with this particular subject. I think we've done enough, we're good. I want to keep going with, reading and math or something like that. But overall, I think we can probably put this subject away. And then maybe next week you kind of go, well, I think we're kind of, and every day that you get closer to what eventually becomes your last day, whether you know it is or not, you find yourself pulling back. And that's because you are seeing what your kids are telling you. You're listening to their language, even if they're not specifically saying, Mom, I'm really feeling done and I really need to just put this year to bed and move on to summer. They're maybe not able to articulate that, or maybe don't think that they can or that they should. And so their behavior, their activity, what they're doing tells you they need the break. They're ready for the break. And I bet if you were really paying attention to your own actions and your own mindset, you might find that you're actually doing the exact same thing. Your behavior is telling your kids, I'm kind of done too. I'm ready for this year to be over. And so as you see yourself dialing back, do not feel like that means that you're being permissive. Don't feel like it means that you're being a bad homeschool mom. Don't let it make you think that you are not good at this, or that you don't have any follow through, or any of that kind of stuff, because that's not what it's about. It's about you recognizing what your kids are telling you through their language, through their body language, through their behavior, and paying attention to your own self. So many of you either had this as your first school year, your first homeschooling year, or maybe it was your second, or maybe it was like your first full year. Maybe you started with pandemic last year and then you kind of kept going this year. Regardless, point being, for a lot of you, this is maybe only your first or second homeschool year ever, right? And so you're still kind of figuring out how all of this stuff works. But this is the most important thing to realize. You got to the end. You did it. It is the end of the school year. And as I've been saying in various videos this month, it doesn't matter if you finished your curriculum or not. It doesn't matter if you got through everything you wanted to get through. It doesn't matter if your child did not progress as much as you thought that they would. It does not matter if you didn't do nearly as much as you think they would have done if they had been in public school. None of that determines whether or not your homeschool year is over. You are the boss of your homeschool, and therefore you get to decide that you are done. And when you look back over everything that you did this year, particularly those of you who are new to homeschooling first or second year, I want you to realize that you did a huge, incredible thing this year by doing homeschool, by jumping into this when it was maybe not something that you had ever planned on doing, when it was something that you maybe never had on your radar, or you spent like all of maybe a week thinking about before you dove into it. To have finished this tremendous project, which really is what it is, right? This was a very large project with a whole lot of moving parts. You just finished. It is amazing that you did that, and I want you to be proud of yourself. I don't want you to get down on yourself for not getting as much done as you thought you would, or not finishing your curriculum, or any of that stuff. That is not what it is about. You showed your kids that you value their education, that you're willing to try new things and to take risks, that you're willing to prioritize their health, their education, your family, your relationships, and to make those things front and center in your family by taking them out of an institution that pulls them away from your family, keeps them away from you so long, and bringing them home so that you guys can build your relationship, you can nurture your kids, you can help them become who they were made to be through homeschooling. That is tremendous, whether you got through your curriculum or not. All right? So I want you on this day, whether today is officially your last day or not, I want you to celebrate. I want you to pat yourself on the back. I want you to look back and look at the successes. I know that there's plenty of things you're not happy about with the way that this year went, and there's plenty of things that you see that you could level up on, and that's okay, right? None of us have ever arrived as homeschooling parents. We always see things that we want to improve upon. You can do that, next year. Right now is not the time to try to figure out how to improve. Right now is the time to reflect on how far you've come and to recognize that you did a huge, important, probably kind of scary thing, and you made it, and you did it, and you all survived. I'm super, super proud of you, and I am so honored to have been a part of your homeschool adventure this year. If you want to level things up next year, if you're looking back and you can't help but see all of the things that you really needed help with, or all the things that you never really did figure out, and you don't even know how to figure out how to get better at those things, I want you to check out The Confident Homeschooler, because that is going to help you not only level up in your homeschool game, but it's going to help you shore up your foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, it doesn't matter how many years you homeschool, things are always going to be rocky. So I can help you shore up that foundation and then make a plan to fix the things that you were not so crazy about, the things that you weren't excited about, the things that you know need to get fixed. So go to launchmyhomeschool.com. You can learn more there, and of course you can always message me, Allison@goodschooling.net, if you have any questions or concerns, anything you want to ask about. I am here to help you be the homeschooler that you want to be. So I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you're able to get out into what is hopefully sunshine, which it is not today here in Conroe, Texas, and I hope that you are able to look back on your homeschool year today and realize that you were awesome. Talk to you guys later. Bye.